Political Science in ARSC College, University of Delhi. The topic of my paper is Nation Building and Diversity, the Politics of Social Inclusion. In this paper, I'm going to talk about how diversity is today becoming a huge challenge in the process of nation building. We understand that today, because of the globalization, no country of the world can boast about this is not mine. No country can boast about a homogeneous population, and because people migrate, they take along with them their language, their beliefs, their culture, and as a result of which it creates sometimes a problem in a country where yes, original residents of the people object to extension of opportunities to be made to these who have migrated later. One understands that today the main challenge that is faced by the countries is how to accommodate this diversity. Because it becomes very difficult for the countries to make sure that they are able to look after the population of the nation plus the migrants, the refugees, or those who are trying to cross borders from different parts of the world. We have been witnessing this problem in Europe right now, as many people are trying to enter Europe legally or illegally. And many countries have kind of closed their borders. They have announced that they would not allow these members to come into their country because it may lead to shortage of jobs, shortage of resources, and other problems that may occur. Scholars believe that this idea, the whole idea of formal citizenship, does not give equal opportunities to those who are not given the citizenship and in the process of residing in a particular country and still searching or seeking for a citizenship. It is quite clear that sometimes this kind of system leads to social exclusion. Social exclusion can be said to be exclusion to these people in the form of lack of education, lack of resources, health opportunities, employment not given to such people who are not the original residents of the country. You have recently heard in US the candidate Trump,
Donald
Trump
Trump.
has recently announced that migrants must go back, clearly showing that how certain countries are very rigid in order to make sure that this diversity is stopped, while there are other countries which welcome people with diverse traditions. It is quite clear that scholars today demand that the system of formal citizenship must be replaced by differentiated citizenship. Differentiated citizenship in the sense that no longer there are days when you say that everyone should be treated as equal. Today is the time when we are seeking that different people should be treated as differently. There are people, citing an example, that if you ask an elephant and a cat to climb a tree saying that you have four legs and one tail, we all know who will win this contest. So it is quite clear that everyone should not be treated equal. We should be able to recognize the minorities, we should be able to recognize the differences, and as a result of which we shall work over it. Yes, we have seen diversity in the world. United Nations, one of the organizations, international organization, has worked a lot to make sure that this diversity blooms. This diversity blooms in the sense that it has made sure that while initially there were allocation of different rights to the people like civil rights, political rights, social rights, economic rights, but they varied from country to country because poorer countries are unable to provide social security, economic freedom to the members of their country. As a result of which, in 1948, UN came up with a right, that is human rights declaration was announced or adopted by UN on 10th December 1948. At the same time, in 1992 also, a convention on minority rights was also undertaken by United Nations. It becomes quite clear that the United Nations kind of an organization It has vast countries as its members, but it is voluntary in nature. Voluntary because countries may adopt its resolution, countries may not adopt its resolution. As a result of which, there always remains a difference between those who are considered privileged class and there are others who are considered son of a lesser god. So as a result of which, we must understand that while United Nations is a neutral organization, it can give suggestions, it can give advice to the various countries of the world. Countries themselves have to set an example. One such example has been undertaken by Canada. Canada is a country where there is a problem which existed between English-speaking people and French-speaking people. There is an area, Quebec, where French-speaking people used to reside in large majority. Canada became the first country to pass a Multicultural Act in 1988, whereby it adopted this Multicultural Act and announced that we encourage diversity. We welcome people with diverse traditions. Government undertakes various programs like cultural programs are undertaken by government so as to make sure that people get aware about different communities, culture, religion, traditions and likewise at the same time free education is given to the people so as to make sure that they learn different languages. Recently, last month, that is in November, it adopted Punjabi as its third official language, wherein only 1.3% population of Canada speaks Punjabi. Still, if they are able to adopt it as an official language, it shows their commitment towards multiculturalism. One can say,
ठीक तो है ना सब ठीक है
so should I continue? Yes. So one can say that this is the time when the system of social exclusion must be turned into social inclusion and the basic principle of unity in diversity should be adopted by different countries of the world so as to make sure that minorities gain this confidence that we are safe in any part of the world. I'd like to thank you all for the